a bluegrass boy. At that point, you see, I joined up, and Ralph, he pulled a fast one on me. He got me the job playing guitar and singing. Then he said, "Be Bill's booking agent and road manager." Well, Blaine, as you know, it just make you laugh about like that. Yeah. And after I finished laughing, I started crying. And I tried, and I did it. Well, you know, being a bluegrass boy is, you don't really have a job description. You're supposed to learn everything before you come there. And that means you had to listen to all Bill's like 800 records that he'd already made, learn all the songs, and bring the songs up to date with him. And then you had to drive the bus. And the way you drove the bus was, in those days, now Bill had a bus that was like 7 speeds and had a flywheel. Does anybody know what a flywheel is? A flywheel is a little gizmo that when you put the bus out of gear, the flywheel keeps spinning. And when you put it back in gear, the gear has to hit the flywheel and mesh, and then you're in gear. But if the flywheel's going too fast, let's say, and you're in the wrong gear, it's going to grind at least a pound of metal there. So, we had played the Grand Ole Opry that evening, and we climbed aboard that old bus we called the Bluegrass Breakdown. And we drove on up, heading to Bean Blossom, Indiana, home of the Brown County Jamboree. Hoosier! Yeah. Oh, hi. Well, I'm sorry, you guys on the side. This is kind of weird. I feel like one of them fish that has eyes. Well, we left Nashville about midnight, and you know, you never just leave a town, right? You always have to have what they euphemistically call breakfast, which is like that day's meat and 3 at the local truck stop. Yeah. And we headed up the highway, old Highway 65, and we got as far as a place called Horse Caves, Kentucky. And Horse Caves, Kentucky is it's a very strange spot. It's like a small Grand Canyon. And about that time, the Bluegrass Breakdown lived up to its name. And we were so cozy, all 3 of us, laying there in the grass. That we just felt good all the time. Well, the Bluegrass Breakdown lived up to its name, and we were stranded on the highway there by Horse Caves, Kentucky. And I've been driving, and what you have to do is you get to the top of the hill, because the bus didn't really have good brakes. You needed to use the gears to slow the bus down. I'm sure you know what I mean. No, he knows what a flywheel is. Yeah, come to think of it, yeah. So the driver, you're in about 5th, no, you're probably in 7th gear. But the thing is, you're going to go down the hill faster than you went up, right? So you get to the top of the hill, you throw the clutch in, put it in neutral, jump out of the seat, and the next driver climbs in. This is Bluegrass Boy. And the next driver has the wonderful task of revving the flywheel up to the speed that the bus is going downhill. And usually, maybe 7th gear would catch it, but often not. And it would be a loud grinding sound. And anyway, we'd been doing that all night long, and we were stranded on the highway there. The bus was broke down, and all the hydraulic systems, you know, the buses in those days had it was pneumatic, meaning air suspension, air brakes. And when the engine quits, there's a sound. It goes something like this. It took me a while to learn that. Everybody say that together. That's more like the sound of the air brakes. Locking down. You ain't going nowhere. And so I was standing outside the bus, and Bill Monroe came off the bus. And about sunrise, I was watching Sunrise over the mountains to the east, and the birds flying up from the canyon below on the morning drafts. And Bill walks up to me and he says, "Pete Roans." He always called me plural.
That's true.
I think my name is Pete Roans here, too. Yeah. Pete Roans, listen good to this and don't you ever forget it. And he sang this opening lines of this song that we worked on together and became kind of our number for the time that I was with the Bluegrass Boys. And we recorded it live many, many a time, but we never got to the studio. But many years later, we got together and sang it again, and it was just like we never, ever left off. We'd like to do it for you now, folks, if you lend us your ears here. This is called The Walls of Time. before you die.